Okay.
So, my presentation is selected photos of insects and arachnids of Costa Rica. And this all started, this was a Maryland Ornithological Society birding Southern Costa Rica tour. And this was April 4th through the 16th, 2024. The group, the MOS, booked this through Crescentia Expeditions in Costa Rica. So this was the area. We were on the Pacific side of Costa Rica, anywhere from sea level up to 12,000 feet.
Wait a minute.
All right. So these little balloons here are all the sites that we stayed and birded during the 2 weeks we were there. And my disclaimers, the trip was a birding trip. And I am definitely not a photographer. I used my cell phone, and all the photos were taken by me except as noted on each of the slides. My identifications are preliminary and subject to change. IDs were made by me except as noted. And my photos, but no one else's photos, have been uploaded to iNaturalist for possible confirmations. And any of the confirmations that mention subspecies, those all came from iNaturalist identifiers. So we'll start with a few spiders. Long-bodied cellar spiders. I'm assuming these are Pholcus phalangioides, but they couldn't be identified definitely by iNaturalist. And you can see down here. Can you see my pointers?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Your pointer's kind of jumping around. Sometimes it's visible and sometimes not.
Aha.
Like,
all right, let's try this. Let's try the red laser pointer. All right, does that show any better?
yes,
Much
it's down
better.
on Karen and Jim's name right now.
Okay, so this is showing that the Osteens took the photo. All right, next. Again, iNaturalist could not identify this. We're assuming it's a possible wolf spider, like Lycosidae. Marcia took this photo. Then the dragonflies. And Hal, you can jump in if these are wrong. But these were identified by iNaturalist. The black-winged dragonlet, Erythrodiplex funaria. Then these are better photos taken by Vicky and Marcia of a band-winged dragonlet, Erythrodiplex umbrata. Then we had a tropical dasher, and there's 13 possible Costa Rican species of what this dasher could be. But genus Micrathria. Yes.
Microtheria.
All right, Orthoptera. And I thank Dave Nichols for his IDs here. This one was a great looking little katydid, a moss mimicking katydid. And look at the length of these antennae. It goes off the screen. They are really long on this. And Marcia and Vicky and me, we took different angles of this same katydid, but it was an impressive looking beast. Then a leaf katydid, probably, and again, this probably is due to Dave Nickel, Iturissa costarricensis. And another one, an anglewing katydid, Microcentrum. Then we have our resident stick insect. Kind of hard to see here, but there's one. This is a little closer up one that Marcia took. and at least 80 species are in Costa Rica. Then the mantids. One impressive Peruvian shield mantis. Pretty much everyone that wanted a shot got a shot of this particular one. It was in one of the a place we were eating in a lunchroom. Then the termites. These were all termite nests. This is one that's about 5 feet above ground in the woodlands. And here's another one. You can see it starting from the ground level. The termite trail goes up the tree, goes up here, and then we'll zoom in a little closer. And this was a close-up here of the termite nest. Another termite nest. Then we have some true bugs, and thank Tom Henry for his help identifying these. A stink bug, Glotsoviridis. Then we had a few Cicada exuvi. This one could actually be identified, Zamara, or Zamara. There's 4 species, but you could tell it has these wide shoulders right in here that make it that genus. And then there were a few other ones that we can't say what they are. And there's 45 species in Costa Rica. And some other. This is both the same. And again, 45 species it could be. Then this was an impressive looking plant bug. And I liked the coloration of it. And Tom Henry said, oh, well, this is a third instar nymph of a scentless plant bug, Judera. So thanks to Tom for this. Then the ants. We saw lots of leafcutter ants, pretty much every place we were walking. And there's 2 species of Atta that occur there, and then more species of Acromyrmex. Yes. So more slides. And here you can see them. You're constantly, if you're walking trails, you're seeing leafcutter ants walking across the trail or along the trail.
You see the leaves walking. Yep. Or the pieces of them.
And if you noticed, the ones carrying leaves were all heading this way, but there was also another column not carrying leaves going this way. They were heading out to get leaves. And this shows leafcutter ant damage to the leaves. And you can see these are stripped bare over here. Leafcutter ant trails. And these are columns going up some viney kind of vegetation here on the left, and on the right, this was the just walking along the woods. And a leafcutter ant nest entrance going in the ground. Some of them are in mounds. This one just went into the ground. And this is what the locals do to protect their trees. They paint them white. And supposedly this keeps the ants from crawling up the tree. Then the bees. Of course, western honeybees were there, Apis mellifera. Had some photos of a bumblebee, but there's 7 Costa Rican species and could not identify which particular species this was. Then the belted orchid bee, Eulema cingulata. This one could be identified, and you could see it kind of has a a dark belt here going across it. And these are euglosa orchid bees. There's approximately 40 Costa Rican species, but these are very impressive, and it's a male. You can tell by these enlarged hind legs. Then stingless bees, which can be raised and the honey harvested from these. Tetragoniska augustula. And this was set up, this little hive was behind our hotel, Hotel Bougainvillea. And right in here, you can see there's 1, 2, 3 of these small stingless bees. These are different stingless bees, probably red-tailed stingless bees in the circles that are on this flower, Trigona. And then this is possibly a robust stingless bee. I only have kind of a backlit shot of it. And here's some more of those on the flowers. And these are stingless bees at a nest entrance. There's various little bees around here, around the nest on this. This is on the right, it's a close-up of the nest on the left. And 54 potential Costa Rican species this could be. And another stingless bee nest. Again, one of 54 species. And these all little dots on here are all bees. And then they did have a bee hotel set up at the Hotel Robledal. Did not see any bees going in or out. And some wasps, long-waisted honey wasps, Polybia or Polybia, many on this nest, 19 possible Costa Rican species. And this is probably Paracharturgus apicalis. And this one I'm thinking it can still possibly get this to the real determination on this. And then these are the nests of Paracharturgus, Paracharturgus, high up in trees. And this one's another nest with a close-up. Then I have an unknown wasp, thinking it's possibly one of the sphex, but can't say for certain on this. Beetles, and I thank Charlie Staines for help with beetle IDs, and then Lourdes Chamorro and Bob Anderson for the one weevil. A best beetle, Venturius. These look similar to the best beetles we have around here. 13 Costa Rican species. Again, other Venturius. These were pretty. Unfortunately, I don't have a great shot of them, but Adoria splendida, one of the leaf beetles. This one's cute, the bladder-clawed flea beetle, or a bladder-clawed flea beetle, Aspharia discicolus. And these were on the walls. The outside lights that we had in the lodge where we were, there were always insects out on the walls that I could photograph. This is one of the longhorn beetles, Darabrachus. This is possibly Darabrachus, can't say for certain. Then this one, all we can say is it's a longhorn beetle, not enough detail. Again, this was on the wall. One of the June beetles, Pelodnota. Another June beetle, probably Phylophaga. Unfortunately, there's no field guides for any these sort of species, and you can get what you can get from iNaturalist. This June beetle, Fala, and another Fala. A scarab beetle. And this is a marsh beetle. And you can tell by these, the hind legs here, that this is one of the Scartidae. And this is the one weevil that Marcia took a shot of, Colus, one species of Colus. One Megaloptera. This was pretty, and it was identifiable. Chloronia oci.
How big is that one, Gene?
This was probably maybe 2 inches.
That's a pretty neat bug.
Yep. Again, on the wall outside of our room.
None of our local ones have pigmented wings like
Not
that.
yellow, no.
Okay, getting into butterflies and moths. We'll start with the moths. Marcia and Vicky have good shots of this one. The Mariposa Judas, or also known as the Judas moths. Apatosia Judas. And this one is on my cell phone. And it's the same one. This one is on our Costa Rican field guide's eyeglasses. A tiger moth, Hypercompi, maybe, Lita. Thank you, Vicky. Nice shot. A flannel moth, Megalopyge albicolus. And this was subspecies superba. So this was from one of the iNaturalist experts that did this to subspecies. A royal moth, Automeris zugana, again on the wall outside our room. Another outside our room, a geometer moth, possibly Hymenomma. And this, I thought for sure that this was a butterfly, but it's not. It's a Urania swallowtail moth, Urania fulgens. But I thought for sure when we first saw these, this was a butterfly. They were out during the day.
Gene, can I insert something here?
Sure.
This moth is all through the Caribbean, out on the islands, and they migrate in big numbers, usually in the summertime. And I think you are among the universe of us who thought they were swallow-tailed butterflies when we first saw them. They don't look like a moth.
No. Okay, thank you, George. Then we get into the butterflies. And I have a note here that they're easy to find if you know where to look. For instance, if you want to find blue morphos, everybody wants to find a blue morpho. And here's the best shot I had of a blue morpho.
Yeah.
It was a pennant. We saw several morphos as they streaked past us along the trails in the woods. But, they're blue as they're sweeping past you, and then they disappear. Once they close their wings, if they land, it's just they blend in with the wood, brownish underneath. Another place, we found this butterfly, which I don't know the identification of, but it was a mosaic outside our first hotel. They were also in hotel lobbies in this butterfly display. Again, the first hotel we stayed in. I have not tried to identify all of these, but
They're Asians, a lot of them.
Yeah.
alien?
Asian.
Oh, Asian.
Yeah, the little yellow one, I think it's in the genus Ixius.
And there's the Idea Luconi, which from the
Probably.
Philippines. There's
Well, you can give me these at a later date and I will add
there's tiger
potential
swallowtail.
IDs. And the other one, in our room at the research station, they had plates of different butterflies. All right, so here's the actual butterflies. We had Thoas swallowtail, and notice underneath they're yellow, the underside of the wings, Heraclides thoas. These are also known as king swallowtails.
Oh, it is. And the other one is I know the name in Spanish. They're very
Ruby spotted swallowtail, Papilio anchisiades. Not a great view of them, but the forewing and the hind wing back here. Zebra stripe hairstreak, Pantheades bathildus. This I had misidentified, and someone had gave a better identification. It's a mimic that mimics another butterfly. So anyway, it is a cattle heart white, subspecies approximata. Great Southern Whites, we did see these down there several times. And the monarchs that are down there, these are resident. They do not migrate. They're there year round. A little different than the ones we have up here. Celerio sister. I thought that this might be the same as the next slide, but it turns out they were different. Another nymphalid. This is the smooth-banded sister. They look similar, but they are definitely different.
Can you go back one?
I can.
It almost looks like a Doxacopa.
Again, these are up for up for discussion. If you think it's something else, let me know at another date.
Okay.
And another similar one, the banded mapwing, subspecies Archaei or Archaei. Then two fritillaries. These are Mexican fritillaries. And then the next one is Gulf fritillary. Dione vanillae. And we had Julia butterflies, also known as Julia heliconian. And this is subspecies moderata. Crimson patch, and you can tell why it's called a crimson patch. And yeah, the one on the right, unfortunately, is out of focus. Now, this one I thought for sure was a moth, but it turns out it wasn't. It's the pale owl butterfly, also known as the giant owl. And Vicky took much better shots of these than I did. But I really thought this was a moth when we saw it. This is a banded peacock, and you can see the band on the underside of its wings. I love this gray cracker. It's inside this circle. You can just see its antennae coming down here, but this is the close-up of it. And they really blend in with the bark. And again, thanks to Vicky for this one, for getting a close-up shot. Zebra longwings, Heliconius cherethonia. Subspecies Wezai. Okay. Then a Doris longwing, Heliconius doris. A tiger-striped longwing, Heliconius ismenius. A variable crescent, Aricia ithomioides, subspecies Eutropia. A broken silver drop. These, now we're getting into skippers. A whirlabout, which is, we have whirlabouts up here. This one is a Huron skipper, also known as the Huron sachem or sachem. A brown longtail skipper. This is, again, not great photos, but they do have a long tail that you can just see right here. And this is a long-tailed skipper, Urbanus proteus. And here you can see the tail on these. And unfortunately, only underside shots of these. Yellow-tipped flasher, and this is the yellow tip right here, Telegonus. This is another flasher, again, probably the Telegonus, but two possible species that have this bluish coloration. And this is one that is still unknown at this point. Caddisflies or caddisflies. This was one, again, on that same wall under the light, a net spinning caddisfly, Leptonema. Diptera. I have to have one in here for George. One soldier fly. Tecticus, I guess that's pronounced. And that's it for flies. And my references in the field when we were in Costa Rica, I carried these two with me. They weren't very exhaustive in what they showed, but they were something easy to carry around in a backpack. Then back at home, I used butterflies and moths of Costa Rica, dragonflies and damselflies of Costa Rica, and bees of Costa Rica. But a lot of this was from iNaturalist. For things that I couldn't find, I would put them in iNaturalist and they would come up with some IDs for these. And then thanks again to Dave, Tom, Charlie, Lourdes, and Bob for help with some of these IDs. Here's our group. Most of us were from Maryland, except for Vicki and Rob McLean, who were with us from Massachusetts. And our guide, Tony, right here in the center. He was marvelous guide. And I have to end with Pura Vida. This is kind of the motto of Costa Rica. A lifestyle, a feeling, a perspective, how Costa Ricans cherish life's simplest pleasures and find joy in the little things. And then that's it for me, if there's any questions.
All right, Mike.
Okay,
Thank you,
I will stop.
Anybody have any questions, they can speak up if they want to, we can hear you.
All right, if no questions, I will stop sharing.
The flea beetle that you showed, they call it a, was it a balloon clawed, or do they have any sort of processes on their tarsi?
I can't hear that. Can you repeat it?
The flea beetle that you showed the picture of it was something like a balloon clawed or sack clawed flea beetle. Do they have any sort of processes on their tarsal segments? Is that how they got their name?
Let me see. I've got to go back then. Where is the presentation here? Oh, I guess I have to screen share to go back. All right, let's go back. That's it.
Bladder
Yeah.
fluid, yeah, okay.
Yeah, this
Just
might be the
wondering
one. I
if they
remember
had-
there was one species where you really needed to see the hind legs for the processes that were on it. Unfortunately, you can't see them on this one.
Gotcha, okay, thanks.
Yep.
All right,
Any other
thank you.
questions?
Anyone else have a question here? We're getting overwhelmed with questions over
Yeah,
here.
we're allowed to do any action.
No. This is a bird watching trip.
Yeah, what I always keep a bottle in my pocket.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate that our guide, Tony, is an all-around naturalist. Some of the bird guides get annoyed if you look at other stuff, but Tony wasn't like that. He helped us find interesting insects, and he was knowledgeable about plants and things. So we had a blast with Tony.
Oh, that's good. The
And-
other ones get annoyed.
Some of them get annoyed. Some of
If
them
you
want
remind
to.
them you're paying for them, so they should shut up.
Well, they want to keep you on task and look at the birds. They feel
Yeah,
like they've
right.
been hired to get you a long bird list. So it depends on the tour company and the tour guide. But
Yeah.
Tony was great.
Remember, I was on a herpetology tour with my son. So they were looking for snakes and lizards. But they learned very quickly that I would pick up the snakes and lizards too, but I would pick up the tarantulas and the scorpions and stuff. And they realized I was into weird things. I was okay.
Hey, I got a question for you, Gene.
Okay.
The stingless bees, I know the first slide you showed of the stingless bees are ones that actually produce some honey,
Yes.
and it's collected in some places. They actually collect it and use it.
Yep.
Any of the other stingless bees do that you know of?
I'm not sure. There are other species, I think, that they do keep in hives. But this is the
collect
only
honey?
one that I actually have the hives.
Mike,
shots of.
Mike just answered the question too, because he says there's a few other species where they
There's
collect.
species. Most of them, the people will go out there, find the nest in the jungle, tear it open, and steal the honey. They're stingless, but they're very aggressive. They're not friendly bees at all.
If they're stingless, what does that matter?
They bite. They hit your face. They're not pleasant.
They bite?
They can bite.
They have mandibles.
Yeah, they have mandibles. They can bite. Get in your eyes, get in your ears.
Yeah, they are. It's amazing, they're stingless, but they're aggressive and they will defend their colony. If they have honey, they have to defend it because it's too attractive for other things to come steal.
Have you tried the honey?
I think I have. I don't remember.
Have you, Gene?
No. No, I never saw any place that had the honey.
Yeah, it's not something they have a lot of. So, but I just wondered. Okay. Well, thank you so much